Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. And got a slightly different one today. I wasn't sure how I really wanted to approach this, as anyone that's into metal will have known that Tomas Lindberg has just recently passed away, and it's this one hit home pretty hard, as like Thomas is only a year older than myself. I've been a big fan of At the Gates, probably close to 30 years, I would say. I don't recall exactly when I first came across the band. I'm not sure if I got to Dark Tranquillity and In Flames before At the Gates or not. There was an article, I think, in Guitar World back in the 90s when I was buying them on a semi-religious basis, of like the top 10 death metal albums or something, and I do believe Slaughter of the Soul was listed amongst those top 10 albums. I don't know if it was just Swedish albums or not. I can't remember, but so today, in a bit of a tribute to Thomas, I'm just going to go through my entire At the Gates collection. Yeah, just a sort of part of that. I used to play a band that I played in. We used to cover Blinded by Fear. I did think about doing a guitar cover of that, but if I do, I think I want to do a really good version of it. I did film a couple of rough playthroughs just straight off my phone, which is much what I'm doing here with this. Just sort of one take, kind of all the way through, and not that they were necessarily bad or anything. I just maybe wasn't getting the mix quite right, and I scrapped those ideas. But I'm going to run through my entire At the Gates collection. I was lucky enough to have seen them once, and I'll actually go with that. They came to Tasmania, of all places, and played at the Odeon Theatre in Hobart on the 28th of April or May. It was 28th of something in 2019, so I feel privileged that I got to see them before this happened. Much like when Ozzy passed, I got to see Black Sabbath with Ozzy back in about 2015, I think that was as well. I don't know why, but I didn't get any t-shirts at the At the Gates gig. I'm not sure if there were shirts I didn't really like, or if they didn't have any. Jonas, the bass player, wasn't there at the time. He had some family stuff going on back in Sweden, I think it was. I did, however, get this sew-on or iron-on patch, which, if I get it really close there, you'll be able to see that. So that's going to be going onto my battle jacket when I finish actually sewing stuff on. But we'll go through my At the Gate CD collection to start with, then we'll move on to a couple of other things. So up first we have, and it's not the first one that I bought, but this is the Gardens of Grief EP. This is a Black Sun Records release. Just a little bit of a backstory to this one, because it's one that I can actually remember. Every year my sister would say, send me a list of CDs or whatever that you want and she'd pick and choose or see what was available. And this was a Christmas present from my sister. I don't remember what else I got that year, but yeah, I was kind of stoked that I got this version of it for a while there. And people that are old like me will probably remember that for a while there in the probably late 90s and early 2000s, there was a lot of heavy metal stuff that was sort of going out of print, and it was quite difficult to get hold of. So I feel, yeah, lucky that I got that. Next up we have, this is a 2-in-1. It's The Red in the Sky Is Ours and With Fear I Kiss the Burning Darkness. 2 CD set. It's got 2 booklets in there. I think at the time this was the only way that I could get it without sort of, it was before eBay, it was before a lot of stuff. This was the way that my local music shop had tracked it down, so I've got both of them. Some of the stuff on these early albums I really love. It was kind of, they didn't follow any rules. It was yeah, they just stack riffs upon riffs, and some stuff, especially on this, and hopefully this doesn't copyright strike my video here, but especially on this year, sort of it really stands out. Then we have Terminal Spirit Disease. This one sort of, it's kind of an EP, but it's an album, but it's got live tracks like All Life Ends and The Burning Darkness and Kingdom Gone on there. It's got the acoustic one, was it In the World Returned? I think that's the acoustic number on there, which is pretty cool. So that's a great little release as well. Then we have the masterpiece, Slaughter of the Soul. Now this is maybe, you know, I don't know if it's the original pressing or it's an early pressing. It did come out later with like some bonus tracks and stuff. I haven't bought that. Whether or not I should, I don't know. I do have a downloaded copy of Slaughter of the Soul. It's got this. I think this may not have even been able to rip in my computer to put in the car and stuff. But brilliant album, brilliant album. Then, and this is still shrink wrapped in plastic because I only picked it up recently, but this is the audio for this particular concert, Purgatory, what's it called? Purgatory Unleashed. So it's by Varkin. It's got all the songs from there in CD form. I got it probably so I could listen to it, because this would be probably top 5 live DVDs that I actually own. Definitely top 10, maybe top 5. After that we have At War with Reality. This is a digipack set, so it's just a single CD. There are a couple bonus tracks on this, and my eyesight's not good enough to be able to read it in this semi-darkness there, so that's At War with Reality. And then we have To Drink from the Night Itself. Now this is a digibook, so it's actually got a bonus disc with some extra songs on there. I don't remember what they are off the top of my head. It also comes with a couple of stickers. I think there might be a third one that's trying to stick to itself together. Yep, there is a third one there. So there's, yeah, some different artworks and stuff. That's kind of cool. I think I like this one more than At War with Reality. And then I think I like this one even more than To Drink from the Night Itself, which is The Nightmare of Being. I don't know how I couldn't come up with that. This one's got a bonus live CD which has like nine tracks on it, so that's really cool. I'll move on to vinyl after that. Unfortunately, I don't have all of this stuff on vinyl. It's kind of something that I meant to get when I was buying lots, but it would just be what was available at the time, because eBay was probably my best resource. So the first one I have is The Gardens of Grief. Now I think, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong here, I think this might be an RSD release, or Record Store Day, and without pulling it out, it comes on like a smoky brown, transparent brown and black vinyl, which is kind of cool. I'm just going to throw that on the ground because it's not going to stand up. Then after that we do have Slaughter of the Soul on vinyl. This is not a FTR repress. It's definitely not the first pressing. I'm not sure exactly without searching through Discogs. Then we have To Drink From The Night Itself. I think this is 2LP. It's got something on the sticker that says there. It's just single gatefold. Yeah, gatefold vinyl. And then lastly we have The Nightmare of Being, the final vinyl in my collection. My phone spazzed out and I ran out of storage, so hopefully I don't repeat what I've already said, but yeah, I really do love this album. So that, oh, actually no, it doesn't bring us to the end. I almost forgot, just because I'm redoing the last part of it. We have The Flames at the End 3 DVD set, which the Purgatory Unleashed live at Varkin is playing in the background there. So there's some really cool stuff on this as well. That dates back to about 1991, I think, of live footage. Some from 96. I'm sure there was something from 91. Yep, there's a few songs from, like 3 songs from 91 recorded on this, plus I guess the history of At the Gates in there. So that's that. I'm not sure what of that might be available to watch on YouTube. I know this is, and that's a great concert. I don't know if I said it before, but I'm going to say it again. One of my top 5, maybe top 10, definitely top 10, maybe top 5 live DVDs that I own, and I have quite a big collection there of, I don't know, 100, 200 DVDs. Anyway, so this is my tribute to Tomas from At the Gates. Big loss to the metal community, and if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Take it easy, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I am over and out.